was a little like Christmas in September for hundreds of kids at Grand Prairie's Travis World Language Academy.
Whoa, those are fast ones. Those are fast ones.
About 300 kids aged pre-K through second grade became the first happy recipients of brand new shoes.
These shoes are sick! They're sick!
During the rollout of a program called Blue Shoes. A salute to the men and women who wear the blue for the Grand Prairie Police Department and Chief Daniel Cesny, the driving force in getting the GPPD's latest community partnership program off the ground.
Jump? Can you jump? How do they feel? The Grand Prairie Police Department was involved in a very similar project a few years ago with an organization that services the entire globe. And it made such a meaningful impact to our community that I called and asked them if they could come back out again. Unfortunately, there's just such a broad need across our not just our country, but everywhere in the world that they couldn't come back to Grand Prairie. Well, that answer wasn't good enough for me. And so we decided to build on that initial event, and the Blue Shoes program was born here at the Grand Prairie Police Department.
Research shows that shoes are among the top 5 most needed items for school children in the U.S. And Grand Prairie's first edition of Blue Shoes included 17 classrooms of kids who were escorted to the gym, where police officers were waiting to fit each one of them with their new socks and shoes.
Many of these kids are getting shoes handed down from older siblings who got them from older siblings. So this is an opportunity for us to give them brand new shoes. They don't have to worry about having holes in the soles of their shoes while they're trying to learn, and they can focus on what's most important, learning.
All good.
And the first order of business in their new shoes? A tug of war against Deputy Chief Frank Abudo.
3!
The end result is a day that neither the kids nor the cops will soon forget.
I think it's really important for our students to be able to see the police department as human beings, that they are doing these wonderful things, that they are making these connections, and that they care about the kids in their neighborhood, and that's their whole purpose. So I think that it's been a really great experience for them, and getting to see the interaction between the police and our young kiddos, and that way they're going to be able to see these police officers in a really great light.
Our police officers are very proactive at fighting crime here in Grand Prairie, but sometimes it's nice to have an opportunity to interact with the innocent among us, and where crime fighting isn't our strategy today. Today, it's about putting smiles not just on the kids' face, but on ours as well.
Chief Cesny says the plan is to make Blue Shoes an annual event in Grand Prairie with hopes of including even more kids in the years to come.
Grand Prairie firefighters are learning to use new equipment that could save their lives. The Firefighter Air Replenishment System allows firefighters to stay inside a structure to refill their air bottles instead of spending time and energy going outside for a refill.
When we fight a fire, really we need 2 things, that's air and water. Water's no problem, and no matter what the building is, with sprinkler systems, standpipes, and our hoses. But typically the air, we have to go outside. We use our air inside, and we typically go outside and have to change out our air bottles.
FARS is designed for large warehouses, high-rises, and similar structures where a central supply of compressed air is connected to multiple refill stations.
Where we need water at upper levels, we get it from a water standpipe. The air standpipe will deliver you that air at 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, or across Chief Fight, these massive warehouses that we're building.
The Irving Grand Prairie Fire Training Center is using a FARS donated by the Firefighter Air Coalition. Officials say the system and the training will save lives and property.
We've got to be able to keep our citizens safe, but if we can't keep our firefighters safe, what's the point? We've got to keep our men and women that go every day to risk their lives safe.
Grand Prairie is one of the first cities in Texas that now requires new warehouses and high-rises be designed to include a firefighter air replenishment system.
A beautiful September evening in Grand Prairie provided the perfect backdrop for the third go-round in 2021 for Cycling with the Mayor.
Cycling with the Mayor, Good Link Trail.
And a return to the scenic Good Link Trail on the city's north side. The series of monthly rides started by Mayor Ron Jensen in 2014 is part of the Get Fit GP initiative and has only one requirement, that you bring your own bike. The rides are open to anyone who wants to join in for a leisurely two-wheel tour of a different area of the city each month. And while it has become a tradition for many who are now regulars, part of the fun is that it also continues to draw newcomers each month who are curious to see what it's really like to go along for the ride.
I think it's great for the community. I like it. I'm a social butterfly, so I like bringing people together and doing these kind of things. And I like the outdoors. I think it's a great way to motivate people to get out.
We really enjoyed it. My wife and I, Anna, right here, she got an opportunity to come out here, and we figured let's go out there, get some exercise, and that way be able to connect with others in the community. So that was really our main point there. So we really enjoyed it. It was fun.
The final cycling event in 2021 will be held in November at Prairie Lights at Joe Pool Lake, following next month's special Strollin' with the Mayor Pink Out Walk, originating at the Grand Prairie Farmers Market on Saturday, October 23rd. For information about both, please visit gptx.org/getfitgp. Two teachers at a Grand Prairie school just had a very big day.
Hi everybody, and welcome to the big day at Uplift Grand Preparatory School.
Representatives from the College Football Playoff Foundation and the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classics Cotton Bowl Foundation paid a special visit to Uplift Grand's downtown campus, where students were invited to help them surprise and recognize two of their teachers during the second annual national celebration that is known as the Big Day.
It's an opportunity for colleges, universities, coaches, student athletes, and bowl games to recognize and reward teachers for the job that they are doing.
Grand Prairie's Big Day included the awarding of $50,000 each to urban teachers and Catch Up and Read, two North Texas organizations responsible for transforming education through groundbreaking training programs designed especially for teachers. And it also meant special recognition for Uplift Grand's math teacher Kristen Crawford-Gill and language and literature teacher Jillian Lyles, both alumni of Urban Teachers and honored for their outstanding contributions to their profession during an extraordinarily challenging time for educators everywhere.
It's been a very difficult year and a half, and our teachers have had to go through so much. They're really heroic in all the things they do to educate, protect, and to provide some sort of normalcy to our children.
Crawford-Gill, Lyles, and Gracie Pineda, a media specialist at Cuellar Elementary in Dallas, were each rewarded with gifts.
Welcome everyone to the College Football Playoff Semifinal.
And tickets to the College Football Playoff game at the 86th Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic at AT&T Stadium in December. The two foundations also left several more gifts for other teachers and staff at Uplift Grand.
I still don't have a reaction because I cannot believe that this is happening. As soon as I leave, I'm going to go into my classroom and I'm going to cry because I am so overwhelmed. Not going to cry now, but I'm just very overwhelmed to see it.
Kids need good teachers. They've always needed good teachers, but because of this pandemic, they need someone who wants to teach them, and they need someone who cares about them. And that could be you.
The Grand Prairie Big Day celebration was one of more than 500 that took place across all 50 states and is also part of the College Football Playoff Foundation's Extra Yard for Teachers Week, which has raised over $50 million to support education nationwide since it started in 2013.